All right, let's switch topics. I'm thinking of buying a Tesla. And that may be like, seem idiotic to some people because I've actually been very vocal against EVs. Not because I don't like the cars. I think the cars are cool as shit. But about charging and this and that, and all the batteries. I've been doing a lot of research on batteries. Tesla's released a lot of data. And they're showing that their batteries typically last up to 200,000 miles. And even then, they're still holding 85% of their capacity. I'm never going to hold a car for 200,000 miles. Shit. I'm lucky if it makes it to 40 or 50,000. If I keep it for 2.5 years, that's a long time for a car. I don't swap them out as much as bikes, but I swap them out regularly. And so I'm looking at the Tesla Model 3 Performance, which they say has 450 horsepower. It's really more like 500 or so at the wheel. And what's nice about their ratings is my Mustang is 460 at the crank. By the time it gets to the wheel, maybe it's 410. Maybe. Right? The Teslas are actually underrated. I've seen a bunch of Tesla Model 3 Performances thrown on the dyno, and at the wheel, they're anywhere from like 485 to 520. At the wheel. I would have to do some serious work to my Mustang or put some kind of low boost or something on it to get up to 520 at the wheel. And then you got to worry about longevity and what if the pistons or the drive shaft or, you know, there's all kinds of things. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts in a car. Now, I love my Mustang. I love the sound. That Coyote motor, one of the best motors ever put into a goddamn car. It sings, it revs out to 7,500, sounds amazing. It's a fun car. But from stoplight to stoplight, it would be like this racing a Grom. The difference in acceleration is so different. And we all know that EVs, you know, a Tesla Model S Plaid to 0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds, which is just plain idiotic. You know, you could spend $3 million on a Bugatti Chiron, can't do that. About 150 grand will. And you look at the Tesla Model 3 Performance. Those, with taxes and everything, you know, if you get the options you want, what I would be looking for, I don't care about the self-piloting and all that other crap. Don't add all that shit. Just get the Performance Pack, which comes now this year with upgraded brakes, upgraded suspension, sleeker look, more power. Your sticker price is like $53 plus whatever taxes and fees, and then you get a $7,500 tax incentive. Well, let's just say it's $60. Well, a 2024 Mustang Dark Horse, which is what I was thinking about, you're looking at 63 to 65, depending on the specific options you choose, plus all the fees and all that stuff. So realistically, you're looking at low 70s with tax. Yeah, you figure with fees, destination sales tax, probably a gas guzzler or luxury tax, whatever, you're looking at, if it's 60, let's just say 63, you're looking no less than $70,000 out the door. So it's about 10 grand more than the Model 3 Performance, which is their blistering fast, 0 to 60 in 3.1. A Shelby GT500 only does it in 3.7. It's gonna kill that. And it's all-wheel drive, so if you're in the rain, or, you know, if you get a little bit of snow here, good, the tires will be in the snow because they're Performance tires, but you do have all-wheel drive instead of rear-wheel drive with Performance tires on the Mustang, which is going to be almost undrivable. The cabin is spacious. It's elegant and clean. You have a big-ass iPad Pro in the middle and a steering wheel. That's it. And you're just in this luxurious leather and wood trim cabin that's wide open with a panoramic sunroof. The whole front is a trunk. There's a trunk in the back. It's heavy. All the weight's underneath the floorboards. It's under your feet. Keeps the center of gravity really low. If it saves you 50 to 75 bucks a week in gas, my oil changes are 135 because I do it every 5,000 miles. It wants full synthetic and it's 10 quarts. That Coyote motor takes 10 quarts of oil, so the oil change costs way more. At some point I got to do belts, I got to do spark plugs. I'm going to have to do the transmission flush. That's $770. They could do that at 30,000 miles. So the maintenance and upkeep, there's no moving parts. You got some brakes and some suspensions, so you got your double wishbones. I mean, those technically move. But you don't have pistons flying around and flywheels and transmissions and drive shafts, all this stuff. You got a couple of electric motors, a big honking battery. And that's it. You got a front trunk, you got a back trunk, you got cameras all over the place. You have all that power, you got all-wheel drive, good stereo system. Oh, look at that Pity. That is a beautiful dog, little Pity. Love the way pits look. Cool looking dogs. They're always smiling, unless they're killing something. They're probably still smiling. That's what makes it scary. It's like I'm pulling your leg off, but I'm smiling while I do it, because this is fun. That's the downside. Anyway. So my biggest problem with EVs, as cars, I think they're bloody brilliant. Yeah, I know it doesn't have the sound of the Mustang and all that, but you know what? We still got a Silverado that's straight piped. Donna's truck. Although she might step up to a 2500 HD. I got a bunch of bikes that are loud. But for me, for the car, it's like, I just like to go fast or I got to go somewhere. It's a more utility. I want to go somewhere, but I want it to be fun when I do it. And I do love the Mustang, but it is very shouty and calls a lot of attention. But honestly, from a performance perspective, that Model 3 Tesla absolutely rapes, basically gorilla fucks my Mustang. You cannot deny the power and the savage acceleration of an electric motor, man. It's just, regardless of how much you are into your muscle cars and all your other stuff, it's like, you cannot deny the power. When I see my tuner, Chris Moore, going out and doing, it was a world record drag racer on motorcycles. This guy knows his shit. He knows how to tune and build motors, and he knows how to ride. And when he's on one of his tuned ZX14s, it goes up against a Tesla Plaid and loses off the line and even doing a roll-on. That Plaid spanked him. And he was like, holy shit. They went home and bought a Tesla Plaid. I don't think he still has it, but you know, you can't deny the performance. My problem with it always is, when you get up here, where the fuck am I going to charge it? You know, if I start running out of battery, if my gas was low, I just passed a gas station 8 miles back. Oh, there's another one. When I get around the turn here, up on the left, oh, there's another one. When I get to the lunch spot 16 miles up the road, there's another gas station. That's the thing with gas. I can get gas anywhere. Granted, it costs more. And maybe the polar bears don't like it, but, you know. Marathon, gas station, right there. Even up here in the mountains, there's always gas stations. When I look for charging stations, if there is one up here, it's going to be like an 8 kilowatt hour. It's going to take a day and a half to fully charge it. That is my one hang-up about EVs. I'm sold on the technology. I don't think it's going to change the weather. I don't believe in the politics of it. I don't believe in them being mandated on people. However, the performance and the all-wheel drive and a sports kind of sedan that absolutely blows the doors off my Mustang, which is, you know, a pretty goddamn fast car. But it's 0 to 60 is faster than an Acura NSX, the new one, at a third of the price. It is a potent car, and it's got 4 doors and 2 trunks. It's a very interesting car to me, and it's something different. But I admit, I suffer from the range anxiety. But here's the thing. there are more chargers, and you know, Tesla's got the biggest network, and they were very smart by allowing their I'm going to be talking about this for a while, so I may break this. This is probably going to be part of a separate video. Anyway, reminder to self. There's new chargers going in everywhere, and where Tesla was really smart was licensing their charging stations to Ford and Toyota, some of the biggest names out there, because what they didn't want to have, if they want to promote EVs, you got to have a standard charging. You can't have everybody with their own cable, because you'll have this massive network of there's chargers everywhere, but if you can only use 29% of them, then the network for you isn't that big, and everybody would have that problem, because some people are going to embrace one. It's like VHS versus beta, Blu-ray versus HD, DVD, whatever, all over again, right? Unlike in the video formats, where whatever format the porn industry embraces historically has been the one that won. I don't know if the porn industry will be a factor when it comes to EVs. So everybody using, you know, Tesla licensing out their technology and their charging port to everybody, very smart move. And so as you see everything kind of swinging back towards the Tesla instead of these other proprietary ones, you're going to be able to charge in most places. And the Tesla Model 3 Performance, there's a long-range version, but I want the 500 horsepower one. That's the appeal of it. Is you're going to have fresh tar snakes. Perfect. And they're tall. My front end just went jigga 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 back and forth when I hit that stupid thing. And it wasn't sliding. Those things were like half a centimeter tall. It's like going over a ripple. And I'm seeing Teslas freaking everywhere. I mean, you go down 85, you know, on the interstate, and it's like a surprising percentage of the cars are Teslas and EVs now. So they are coming of age, and if there's this many people driving the damn things, I'm like, it's gotta be somewhat viable at this point, right? And every day they're putting in new chargers somewhere. So the whole thing of, well, what if I get somewhere? I mean, if I'm traveling more than 300 miles, I'm either going on a trip somewhere, which means I'm probably on an interstate, which means I will be able to find the 250 or 350 kilowatt chargers, which will give you, you know, I think it said like 200-mile range in 20 minutes. All right, if you stop for gas, it's 5 or 6 minutes. You go in and get a drink, you're probably there for more than the 4 minutes. Because you go in, get a drink, make a phone call, check your text, whatever. Okay, so I can get another 200 miles of juice in 20 minutes. All right, that's a little bit of, you know, of an inconvenience, but it's not insurmountable unless you're really in a hurry, and then you plan ahead. If I'm going to the airport or something and I've got the charging kit at home, which you'd be an idiot not to, then it's like every morning I wake up with a full tank of gas. I got 300 plus miles of range. Maybe less if I'm driving it like an idiot. But if I have to go somewhere, I mean, 300 miles in a tank, I don't get much more than in the Mustang, honestly. I have to be cruising down the interstate, not in sport mode, so I'm in top gear, just lazily cruising along. And if I do that, I'm getting about 25 miles to the gallon on a 15-gallon tank. So theoretically, yeah, I'm getting 350, 370, somewhere in there out of a tank, which it doesn't suck. And I can gas up quicker. So the gas still has the advantage in that regard. But I think that the gap between them is getting less and less as time goes on. Then you throw in, okay, I want to come up and play up here in the Tesla. If you they come with good tires. I think they come with Pilot Sport 4S's or something. But you could, you know, put stickier tires if you want, or slightly wider tires, and get some more grip to deal with the weight. But they seem to do pretty well. You put it in track mode, and then you get the regenerative braking. So as you come down the mountain and you keep using the brakes, you're taking all that kinetic energy and converting it into juice, and it goes back into the battery. I just think that, I don't know, it might be something neat. And it does help that Donna still has the Silverado, and because she's got the big, the camper and stuff like that, she's always going to have a truck. I don't go camping, so she's the one that drives the truck. So it's like, if we had to go somewhere and it was going to be longer distances up through the mountains and it was going to be up there for a couple days and the charging infrastructure wasn't there, then we just take the damn truck and pay for gas. Anywhere else, I mean, my car is not practical. It only has 2 seats. Anytime we want to go somewhere with more than one person, we either take 2 cars so I can drive the Mustang for the fun factor and everybody else goes in the truck, or we got to take the truck. When you got bikes and a truck and a sports car, you kind of pick which vehicle that day matches what it is you're trying to do and the conditions. All right. No problem. How does that really change? It might limit my use a little bit more than the Mustang, but the trade-off is when the range is not a part of it, because I'm not going to go over 300 miles in any particular day. Then the trade-off is the Mustang is really a 2-seater. And so when there's 3 of us, it's like, gotta take the truck. I don't want to take the truck. I want to ride the Mustang. I want to go in the fast car. So you trade one for the other. My logic is sound. There are things I will miss about an internal combustion car. But to be honest, the gas-powered cars' days are numbered. If I don't do it now, it's going to be 3 years from now when buying a gas-powered car is either cost prohibitive because the government's going to put shit tons of taxes and crap on them and make it financially unattractive, or just take them off the market. And California said that by 2035 or 20, that's going to be here before you know it. It's a few years off, and I could certainly wait and bide my time and wait for battery technology and charging to get even better. I don't know, but I only tend to keep a car for a year or 2 anyway. And so, am I going to get another ICE vehicle right now? Or, while the tax, because here's the thing, the tax incentives are going to go away. I need tax credits. With what my wife and I make, we pay a shit ton in taxes, hundreds of dollars per day in income taxes. And yet, I still owe every year, despite having no, because I don't, we have the mortgage interest and stuff, but we don't have any dependents at our age and, all that stuff. Got to get around these guys. They're not going slow, but I want to go faster, but they're going just fast enough that it is making it tricky on this road. There's no real passing zones. But at least they're not being complete retards and going terribly slow, where I'd be like enraged right now and people telling me, you're whining in your videos. Whatever. I'm talking about whatever thought is crossing my mind right now. If I'm stuck behind some old fart taking pictures and stopping in the middle of the road, well, that's what I'm going to talk about. And at some point there will be someone in the middle of the road, stopped, around a turn, taking a picture. It's like, dude, go find an overlook or a shoulder somewhere and then pull over and do it there. You can't just stand in the middle of the road in a blind turn snapping pics. Alright, that's one picked off. Come on. I gotta get around this guy. I just need to be able to see far enough ahead. I knew this was going to happen today. But the traffic here is going to be a lot less than had I gone over to Helen to meet up with Jonathan, because that's where everybody's going. definitely leafers. So I'm thinking of it. You know, I'm not going to do anything right now. But I think that that could be my next car. I need to see, because sometimes... Awesome. Make sure there's no one pulling out of this, because this is where the leafers will be pulling out. Huh, nobody. Alright. I love the new gearing. Down one in the front, as if this needed any more oomph to it. But I'll take it. Come on, man. The guy honked at me. He did not like me passing him. It's like, well, do the fucking speed limit, dude. But I think that that would be a great car. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Oh my God. And just something different. It's always gotta be old people. All this. Those stupid hikers. These clowns taking pictures. Anyway, I don't know what you all think of that. If anybody's ever driven a Model 3 Plaid, I would love to know your thoughts on it. Every time there's a passing zone. Yeah, man, they completely tar snaked this road. That kind of sucks. This bike is so much fun. Yeah, between colder temps and tar snakes, we're not going to go crazy today. I don't have my summer heat, you know, grip. You ever seen a Subaru Outback or Forester that wasn't slow as fuck? Get out the way. What the shit is going on here? Huh. sure what's going on today. There's a shit ton of bikes and all kinds of stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to get food here. We'll see. Anyway, later.